So now that we want to display a single post, we need to create a controller of some kind. So let's go and let's go to controllers, of course, and right inside the controllers panel, we right click and the controller should be named post there because of what we've named it there. So that's what we should do. So let me make sure there's no other controller named by that, and it seems we are good to go. So I'm going to save this and say post inside controllers folder, post.php. Save that. And what really resembles this single post, it's blog.php, of course. So I'm just going to copy everything in blog.php because this is what shows all the blogs, all the blog posts, and I'll paste it in the single post area. Now, of course, I have to change this to post like so. And what else do we need here? So now the page title here should be interesting because we don't want to just say this is a post like this. We want to use the post title in the page title as well. That way it's more meaningful for some metadata in case you want to add that in there for Google to be able to search. So on this page, we don't really need a search bar, but maybe we might need it. Not really sure. If you need it, you can leave this part there. Let's see what we have here. We have the image class, so we do need that. It's okay. We can check this, but we don't need the user to be logged in per se. So check login, still that's okay there. Data. What's this? User data. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so here, when we are selecting from the particular blog, we need to know what post we are searching for. So we need to have select all from blogs where, like so, where URL address, because that's what we're going to definitely use. That's the unique identifier. So where URL address is equal to, and then we're going to give it an actual URL address value. Boy, this is supposed to be better at hinting what's going on. URL address. Okay, so we don't need to order by anything because we just want one record. So I'm just going to say limit 1. Like so. The search will remain like this because if we need to search, we will need to search by title. So that's okay. So page title, post there, that's fine. But what I want to do is create the page title. I'll leave it as it is here, just in case we don't find anything. And maybe I would say something like post unknown to start with. And then once this is set, we don't really need a for each loop because we'll only have one record here. And also, by the way, since I have this prepared statement, I need to add an array over here. So we're going to do that in a moment. But here we don't need a for each loop because there's only one record. So remove that, but before I remove it, let me just use it to my advantage. So I'm just going to say row. No, I actually don't need this completely. So thank you for your service. You can leave now. Let me move this here. I kind of like this. Okay, so here instead of key, we know the key is 0. So, and we put another 0 over there just to make sure that we are getting the very first item there. Okay, so now that we have what we need there, let's see how we can use this to edit the title. So I'm just going to copy this and put that there. So I'll say data page title, because I know there's a title for this particular thing here. So I'll copy this, and maybe I want to leave post, or maybe not. I'll do this and change that to title. Like that. That becomes the page title right there. Okay, that's okay. But then here where we are setting rows, we're just going to set this to row, and I'm going to put this at rows 0 like that, because we're just getting the very first item. And the view that we want is not blog, but we're going to call it post. Or in this case, we can call it single underscore post, because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't show up in the URL anyway, so this is okay. What else do we need here? We can leave the categories. Yep, I think we are in good hands. Okay, pretty cool. So now what I want, I should get a 404, but instead I get a syntax error. So let's see what's going on. So syntax error, access violation. You have an error in your SQL syntax, of course. Excuse me. Yeah, so I know exactly what went wrong there. It's because I didn't provide an array to match this. So it simply assumed this is a variable as it is, but it definitely isn't. So I'm just going to create an array here and set it to an empty array, just in case I had used it somewhere. I will clean that up. So then I will say URL address. That's the key I want to use, is going to be equal to, so I should create a variable called URL address like that. So what I'm trying to get is what's in the URL there. So where do those things come from? They come from here. So here I'm just going to say URL address is equal to, let's add an empty string there, just so we don't get errors if somebody tries to access the single post without the URL address present. So yeah, that should do it. That should do it. And all I need is to add the array at the very end there. Okay, good. So what I expect now is a 404 page, and I get the 404. So this is good. It means now we just can't find the view. So let's create the view, single post. And if we go to our HTML version, let me click here. It's not here, I should click, it's here. So it's called blog single. That's what it's called. So of course we need to maintain this side of things and this middle part. Okay, very nice. So let's do the bare minimum, then we can move to the next video. Okay, so here I will come to, I'm looking for blog single, is it? Wait a minute, what is it called? Blog single, exactly. So blog single.html. So copy everything from there, right click in eShop, create a new file, paste. I will say save, and I'm going to save this. Make sure you save this as a PHP file, say PHP there, and I'm going to call it single post.php, save. And then now I can close the HTML version. Let me find something that resembles what I want, which is the blog.php. Yeah, that's the one. So this one, I'm going to copy the header to single post.php. Let me move these closer together. So let's go to the very top. Now I want to remove all of the header parts. So let's go down to where it says header middle, header bottom, right here. So everything here to the top, let's replace with header. And then let's do the same for the bottom, but let's add a sidebar. So copy that right here next to div class row container. Let's find that right there. And we're going to add that there. That's our sidebar. So this is the sidebar here. Wait a minute. I just need to make sure I am not deleting what I need to not delete. So I want to see where this one ends. Where does it end? Right there. So price range. So I want to delete everything inside this particular div up to, where is this here? So starting from where it says left sidebar, delete. So this is this one. So I think I can delete that one as well. Okay, pretty cool. So at this point I can check it out. Let me come back here and refresh the page. Okay, so it seems like we are doing something right, because we have this, we have that, but the columns don't seem to be in proper order, do they? Not really. So let me undo just one more time and let me push this inside there. Let's see if that helps. No, that doesn't help at all. Okay, so remove that again. What I need, I think, is the footer. So let's go to the footer area. Inside the blog down here, let's copy the footer. Copy. Come to single post here. So let me move up until I find where the footer starts from. Where does the footer widget? So that's footer widget. There's a map here. That means that's the footer still up to here. Great. Save that, because the footer contains some JavaScript that helps out. Oh, I forget that I'm zoomed in here a little bit. That's why it was looking weird. But this is all good. We're not going to be dealing with responses, so I am going to remove all that. Response area right here. This is where it ends. There's a reply box. We don't need all that. So reply box out. Is that it? Yeah, that's the one down here. And then response box. We don't need you as well. So let's go up to the top where it starts from. Response area. Boom. Comments, media comments out. And rating. Okay, so let me save that and let's see where we are at. Yeah, I think that should do. Now, if you want to add the data for the author of the post, you can leave this part there like so. So leave this here. Let's leave it, who knows, we may want to add something. Now, as usual, all the source parts here need to have a root or something. But maybe let's not do that. Latest from our blog. So what I need to change now are the things inside here, the titles, etc., etc., the date, etc., etc. So if I go back to blog.php here, I have if is set here. I don't need the for each loop, so I can copy that if is set. Let's see, this is the blog area. So let's see here. I'm just going to put the if statement over here, like so. Down here, let me copy the end if. And let me click on the div to see where it ends. And that's right there. I will put that end if and then push everything internal, like so. Now I want to see rows is not set, definitely. So this should disappear, and that is good. So this is what we may see if the post isn't available. So we shouldn't be able to see the author because there's no post, right? So what I will do is move the end if to encompass everything. Where is this? Where does comments start from here anyway? Media comments. So let me move this all the way down up to the end comments there. I think that's still good. Then let me select all this and move it one notch inside. Refresh. Even better. So when we are here, we should know that something is wrong. So let me duplicate this end if and then put else here instead. Put a full column like so. And then what I want now is to add a div. Shall we add a class? I keep forgetting what that class is after all. So let me go back to let's go to contact.php. It should be here somewhere. This one right here. It's my favorite div. So this is the one that shows you the error messages and stuff. So I'm going to go to single post, and that's the div I want to post here. So instead of success, I want us to have danger and say the post was not found. Okay, so let's see if we get that message. Yeah. The selected post was not found. Something like this. So you can mess around with this and add a bigger font size, for example. Maybe 18 pixels, something like so. Okay, selected post was not found. And I do like it when the text align is centered, like so. So maybe you may change this to center instead of div. Okay, something like this. The selected post was not found. Okay, but in our case, it was found. So let's make sure that we remove S here, like so. And that should be it. Refresh. Oops, we still have problems. If it's set row and is array row. Okay, so it's not really an array because we're bringing in one record. It's actually an object. So let's change that to if is object, and let's refresh, and things are back to normal. Or are they? Because we have not put root on this image like this. Let me put the PHP tags and equal sign, and actually this will respond to assets and the theme, like so. And let's close that. That should work for our image, but nonetheless, this is not the image we need anyway. We need the image from the file, from the database actually. So far so good though. Let's polish things up in the next video.